Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brandon Carlson, aka the Big Fat Geek. This is Pokecast Go, the Pokemon Go podcast by Southgate Media Group. Normally we have a couple of other people with us today, but James Wylder could not be here today, so we are joined instead by Scott Samons.
Scott Samons.
And Theresa Samons, of course, as always.
Yep.
Hello.
Hey.
We talk about Pokemon Go, obviously. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a Pokemon Go podcast.
Well, there's been an update since last time we recorded.
Yep.
So what have you noticed that's new, or do you want to run down real quick?
Couple of new updates. Obviously, the Pokemon Go Plus has come out since the last time we had a show. I got one.
Yeah? Do you like it?
I don't know.
You don't know? I had one on pre-order, and I thought I wouldn't like it, so I ditched it a long time ago.
I didn't get mine on pre-order. Somebody canceled theirs, and I was able to pick it up. And I figured it would be a good talking point for the podcast.
Yeah.
It's really neat because you get to, you can use it while the phone is off, which is super nice.
Yeah.
So tracking mileage, getting more candies and things like that, catching Pokemon is pretty neat.
Yeah.
But the big thing about it is it only uses Pokeballs. And it uses a lot of them.
Yeah.
And Pokemon run a lot.
Oh. Yeah?
Yeah. A lot.
Well, don't you have to be in a certain vicinity of your phone in order to get it to work?
If it's like I keep my phone in my pocket.
Yeah.
So if it's there, it works just fine.
So you can't leave it like in your car and go down the street. It's not going to work that way.
Right.
Okay, cool.
So apparently now you can use incense with the Pokemon Go Plus. Before, apparently you couldn't.
Oh.
Huh. So that's interesting.
Okay.
Minor bug fixes, as always. The big thing that didn't come after the update, though, that was really all the update. It was very small.
Yeah,
very
it
tiny
was.
little update.
Well, was the one before it, have you noticed a change in the spawn rates?
Yes.
Yeah, it's back to what it was when the game first launched.
Yep.
That's my feeling, at least. Whereas for a while there, we were sitting and it's like, there are no Pokemon anywhere. We have to really go and seek them out. Because our park used to be a big hunting ground, as I had mentioned before on the podcast. And then it wasn't. And now it's back to it. I found a primate in the sun deck of our condo building. I was very happy to see him there. But now I'm able to do more playing at home, which is great because clearly I've been sick. But it's doing it in your area as well then too.
Yes.
Good.
Spawn rates are definitely up.
Yeah, I've noticed even just in the parking lot around our building, walking in from the car, I'm more likely to see, besides the Weedles and Pidgeys, more likely to see a Bellsprout.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you seeing any at work?
I'm still not seeing much at work.
Okay. Have you heard the rumor that the more people in your area that's playing, the more Pokemon you're going to encounter? Yes,
that is true. It has to do with Niantic's first game.
Ingress.
Ingress, thank you. They parse cell information from towers, apparently. So the more densely populated an area is with cell signals, the more Pokemon will be in that area. Okay. So, for example, downtown Kalamazoo, where I'm from, we get all sorts of stuff. We've got Dragonites, Snorlaxes, Vaporeons, lots of wild and rare stuff is spawning down there, but you go down, 5 miles away into Portage, nothing.
Oh, Elgin, where we're at right now, is a huge Pokemon area. I mean, there is a very active Facebook group, and they're posting constantly about where this guy is, where that guy is. There was a Wigglytuff down on the corner, and somebody posted a picture of the Wigglytuff like 42 minutes after I had caught one and said, I caught a Wigglytuff. I'm like, are you in downtown Elgin? Because I caught it too. Yeah, I caught it over by Blue Box. I'm like, oh my God, we're in the same place at the same time. But it's because he works down the street. This place is crawling with them.
There's so many stops in the area. You rotate the map around and just because it's along the river and it's got a little riverfront thing, and that's where a lot of stops tend to show up. Where were we driving just a couple weeks ago? Like to Crystal Lake?
Yeah, we went to Crystal Lake. There was a Squirtle nest up there. And
but there was somewhere else, like we went across a river, and like all along the park stop, there was just stops.
Nah, that was Geneva.
That was Geneva.
And St.
Okay,
Charles,
Geneva.
Yeah. Yeah, everything along the Fox River seems to have this great walkability. You know, and they're definitely taking advantage of it. I think Niantic did a really good job in their legwork on the first game and setting all of this up so that this can build upon it.
Now, have you noticed since the update, or I guess not since the update, because another migration just happened.
Yeah.
Another nest migration.
Yeah.
If those of you that don't know what that is, it means a nest is when certain Pokemon are in an area and they're guaranteed to spawn there. Migrations happen every month and a half. They change it up.
Yeah, I think it's about the middle of the month, around like the 15th or 20th of every month. Everything changes.
Yep.
So we had a who was over there by Villa Olivia? It was Kabuto. We had a Kabuto nest over at Villa Olivia, which is the fake ski slope down Lake Street for the people who are local. And it was Kabuto for a while, and now it's Clefairy. So it's changed. The one that's by by our place, we can't get into it because it's a private golf course for a resort. I would love to find a little hole in the chain link fence to go through. It's now a Pikachu one. So yeah, I did notice that everything had completely changed. Now, are there people that are generating nest maps for your area?
Yes.
Okay. Because there's a Chicago area one too.
We have we do a lot of reporting with the Sylph Road. Yeah. Which is the big overarching community on Reddit. Yeah. And we've mapped out three big nests in our area. Millen Park and Millen Park Golf Course in our area is both Electabuzz and Squirtles, which is really awesome.
Oh, nice.
And there was one that was it was Growlithe and it went to Slowpokes. Yeah. So that's a little sad because Growlithes are better for the metagame than Slowbros are, but Dex completion. That's what it's about now.
So I know, Scott, you're billing in for James, but we talk about what we've been doing in the game. Last time we talked, my Snorlax, who is my highest Pokemon, had been stuck at a gym in the middle of a park in St. Charles. And while I enjoyed the extra coins and the extra Stardust, I missed my Snorlax. I had almost thought, who can I find in St. Charles to walk over to this park and take over the gym? Yeah, and fight him out because I wanted my Snorlax back.
You're like a boxing promoter fixing a fight.
Yeah, I guess I could be. But he lasted 13 days, and then he finally came home. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. That's been my most recent, I guess, update since our last episode. Have you been up to anything since then? Are you doing anything differently? I'm playing the game completely differently now. Yeah. Mainly because there's this group of guys in Kalamazoo, Michigan that group together like 12 to 13 cars with 3 or 4 people in each of them. And they use a mapping system, and they go from rare spawn to rare spawn, and they're fanatics. I've never seen people play this game the way that they do. It's bizarre. Yeah. And it's really intriguing to me that after 80% of the fan base just drops off the face of the earth, the way that these people are playing it 6 to 8 hours a day. That's, wow. That is some sort of commitment there. Yeah, very dedicated. So I've been kind of following them around. And because of that, they play for Dex completion, Pokedex completion. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And since I started playing with them, of the rare things that I'm looking for, I have filled in 15, including Snorlax, Lapras, Dragonite. I'm jealous. You can tell. I'm giving you the biggest side eye. But one of the guys in particular, his name is Matthew. He has an Instagram that in the past month has gained over 8,000 followers just out of nowhere. And all he does is post stuff about Pokemon Go. Yeah. It's super interesting stuff. I'm really surprised that there is a Pokemon Go community on Instagram. I wouldn't think that would be where they're going to go. And he's building on YouTube next, and YouTube's a lot slower, but the Instagram has just exploded for him. Yeah. He had 600,000 insights on Instagram 2 weeks ago. More than 500,000 people saw his posts. That's incredible.
That's nuts. That's
in 2 weeks.
I don't know why I was reading this, but I was reading about some other Instagram, this girl that does like fashion blogging. on Instagram, and she like had to build to those kinds of numbers. And, to think this guy can get it that quick, I mean, just tells you how popular this franchise is. I mean, it's 20 years old.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, but I can see it because of the history of Pokemon, and it is so prevalent in our culture. So, I can see that. So are you doing anything differently? I say sarcastically.
No, not a whole lot. No, yeah, there's not a whole lot near my work. I mean, if there was, I could go out on my lunch break and go out. Sometimes I go, to the shopping centers around. I am near a mall. There's a couple stops there, and Meowth shows up there.
Yeah.
We've talked about, we find Meowth near malls.
Yeah, Meowth likes money.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he's going to be there.
And, so there's, I'm near a mall. I could go there and get that.
He's at the casino.
The casino?
Yeah.
Oh, there's one right down here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a thought.
I know where we're going on the way home.
But yeah, I think I did just see on one of the map apps that the either a Bulbasaur or a Squirtle nest popped up near my work, and I might try going there at lunch.
Okay.
But sometimes I will walk and people around the building to get mileage, but it's been raining.
There's nobody playing there, is there?
And there's nobody playing in my area. No.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, that's what I do miss. With a big drop in numbers, I miss encountering the other people who are playing, and it's so obvious they're playing, and I'm not seeing them unless I'm going somewhere, where I know there's going to be a lot of people, like Bodie Woods or whatever, which has changed nests now and is something completely different. I think it's a Pikachu nest now. Used to be Charmander. Oh. But, I kind of miss seeing the people around the local neighborhoods and, chatting them up about Pokemon Go. So it's kind of a downer that, they're not out there as much as they used to be. But I guess it's, the casual gamers are out, and now are we hardcore? I don't feel like I am. Now the guys getting in the car with
that's hardcore. That's hardcore.
That's awesome though.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that they're making so many improvements to the game now. They're finally listening and giving people feedback. They were really quiet at first.
Yeah, they were. I think that they were trying to keep up with the deluge of everything.
I'm hoping that once they manage to fix everything. We still don't know when battling or trading are coming.
Right.
We know that that's coming down the line. They've said it. We know that Generation 2, Gold and Silver Pokemon. So the next, another 100 some odd?
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure exactly how many it was in Generation 2, but we know that that's coming.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that once they make those fixes, once they get those Pokemon out there for Generation 2, that they'll say, look, the game is like it was supposed to be. Yeah. This is the way it's meant to be. Come back, and I'm hoping that we'll see that pull back.
I really
like it
think
was
that
when
we
it
will.
first came out.
Because just like every time there's a new expansion for WoW or any
right.
other MMO,
right.
everybody comes back out of the woodwork and they come in and they start playing again. And I feel like Pokemon Go is going to be the same scene.
Yeah.
When they do something major, they're going to, especially when battling and trading.
Battling will really, I mean, that's when you'll really see the parks fill
yep.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's everyone I've talked to who stopped playing it has said the same thing. Like, I'm catching all these Pokemon, I'm catching all these monsters.
What do I do with them?
What do I do with them? Exactly. Yeah. Nothing. You can do the gym battles, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, and those aren't very exciting.
They're not, and they take a long time.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting there
and
trying
a lot
to
of
take
resources.
Out a gym. Yeah, it really does. It's like 40 minutes to take out a good-sized
yeah.
gym. So, and not everybody has that kind of time to dedicate to it, especially if you're on a lunch hour
right.
or you're in between classes or something. It's not doable.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
We'll see how it comes. What happens?
Yeah. I don't think that it's the graveyard for Pokemon Go by any means, but we're definitely moving into a different phase of it, where it has kind of dropped out of the whole flavor of the week thing, and again you're left with the diehards.
Yeah. And the diehards are really going hard on this game right now.
Yeah.
I never thought people could play the game like this.
Yeah.
It's a completely different way of playing it. So.
It's
Do you think people will come back as the game evolves?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Like, they'll go in and out.
I really hope so.
I think that we'll get waves back as new things, just like with World of Warcraft with different expansions. It's going to be the same thing.
I have an aunt who played the game, and I didn't know about. And I never knew her to play video games. I saw her and my cousin just down in our park, Bronson Park, playing the game one night, and I was like, "What are you two doing there?" They're like, "What do you think we're doing?" I'm like, I never pegged you two for that.
What do you think we're doing?
Right?
That's an aunt response for you.
Oh yeah.
I was never into the main series of games. Actually, the main battling RPG type games. I always loved the ancillary games around it. Pokemon Pinball was my favorite.
Puzzle League.
The puzzle. I love the Puzzle League on N64. It's one of the few N64 titles I truly, really liked. Made sure to hunt it down on the Wii Virtual Console. But I always loved the anime and just the general culture about it. And I think there's probably a lot more folks like myself too that are just want to be part of this without the
big time sink.
Big time sink that maybe the core games require.
Yep.
Yeah.
This, I can run this, a little bit in the evenings, in the mornings. We do stuff on the weekends, and it's there, and but I don't have to do that massive time sink.
Right.
Yeah. And it has been fun, going around and finding all these different places where Pokemon are hanging out. And you go and you look on Facebook, it's like, oh, really? This is going on over here? Oh, we're just going to go over there. And it is also nice to have that flexibility in a schedule on weekends, to be able to go and pursue all the different avenues that this game takes us down. I have found out so much about our downtown area in the town we live in. I would have never gone there. I mean, it was like nothing. I know they did like $1 million renovation and put in all sorts of stuff and everything. I would have never gone there if it weren't for Pokemon Go.
How many 5 or 6 stops there?
Yeah, it's insane. There's an old schoolhouse there. There's this old mansion or something. It's like, what? Our town has this stuff? What is this? So it's also been a great learning experience. And, I've seen some businesses that I might want to frequent because I've gone by playing Pokemon.
Downtown Kalamazoo's a lot like that too. I've discovered so much about my city that I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
Little restaurants, little businesses. It's really cool.
And then finding different ways through the neighborhoods.
Right.
Yeah.
That's been kind of cool too. Oh my God, there's a Magikarp over there. Let's go. How do you get there? Well, I'm looking on the map and it says if you make a right, and it's the Pokemon Go map. It's not Google Maps. It's crazy. So it's been pretty cool. It's been pretty cool.
It's definitely been an adventure.
Yeah.
I think that's the really cool thing about this game is that it does what Pokemon's supposed to do. You go outside, and it really is still an adventure.
Yeah.
Even though it's real life, it's not something that you would expect a video game to do. You're venturing outside into your community to play a video game, and you're meeting people, and you're making new friends. It's a really awesome game.
And it's altered my perception of reality. I go by this Walgreens every single day, and there's a gym there. And every time I actually look at the spot instead of looking at my screen, I fully expect there to be a gym standing there. And it's just a sign. And I'm like, what? Where is the gym? Why is this not here? But it's interesting, and I wonder what this means for augmented reality games going forward, because if in the short amount of time Pokemon Go has been out, it's already changed my brain to expect to see a non-existent gym sitting there by the Walgreens entrance sign. What do we have going forward? This is going to be a really cool time to be, technically inclined to be alive. I love it.
Yeah.
I'd always wondered, Google Glass was a thing for the longest time.
It was.
And nobody uses it anymore. It would be so cool to see something like that for Pokemon Go,
Oh my gosh.
where you can actually put it on.
Like the little Dragon Ball Z scan?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like something that
yeah.
actually changes the way that you're actually looking at the
Maybe
world around
Vegeta.
you. That would be super cool.
That would be.
Niantic, that's your next thing to do.
Yeah, really. But barring long-term overreaching goals, what are you focused on for the immediate future and what you're doing?
Immediate future, I'm working on my Dex completion.
Okay.
I'm at 110
Okay.
out of 142 that are available in North America.
That's nice.
Yeah. And it's gotten a lot easier with this group of guys. Most of them are just evolutions that I technically I could do. I could already make those evolutions, but I'm kind of holding out for the right Pokemon with the right balance of CP and IVs.
Yeah.
Because I'm still focused on building up my teams for when battling and does come out.
Yeah. And that's currently my focus. I want my War Turtle to evolve into a Blastoise, and he is going to be incredible. And I want him for battling. So that is my immediate focus right now. Do you have an immediate focus, or are you just kind of going with it?
I just go with it and find what I can, and I like to do the evolution things with the egg for the evolving.
Yeah.
But
get your XP up.
Yeah, I would like to find. I'm just surprised that with all the Pidgeys and Rattatas out there, that somebody's not using God tier Raticates to hold gyms. That's surprising to me, but because it's always something else. But
they have a CP cap. Certain ones do.
Okay.
There is, and it also depends on your level too.
Yep.
You'll max out how much you can level your guy up. There's a little rainbow thing, and over here is the tippy top. Kind of reminds me of the speedometer on the cars.
Right.
They go like that.
Yeah.
That's a good point about Raticate. I mean, he can be a pretty good guy if you have the right attacks. I pull him out every now and again because I've got, for his special attack, I've got Hyper Beam at 120, and he does pretty well.
Yeah.
So.
Very last thing, this is the one I was telling you about. The other night, there was a frenzy in Kalamazoo, Michigan, because this guy spawned Wild. Wild Charizard spawned, and there's a video that I wish I could pop something up, but we're not. I guess I'll share it on the Facebook page. This video of my friend Matthew going absolutely insane, and you hear me in the background. Look at its CP.
32.
32. It's
Widow
so
feller.
tiny.
Widow
The
feller.
fully evolved one, and you can hear me in the background of his video screaming my head off because of how upset I was. It's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's funny.
Yeah, it was a riot. So.
Okay.
Well, I believe that we are out of time.
I think
that we've actually gone over, as has everybody. So we'll give it up to Rob. Thanks for stopping by and watching, guys.
Yeah.
Check us out on Facebook. We do have a Facebook, at Pokecast Go.
Yep.
You can also catch all our episodes there.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.